Greetings everyone. So thanks for joining us again. What I want to show you today on my model Marie-Sophie is actually a fundamental technique. And I want to show you how even the fundamental patterns that we teach at Mekka can be very contemporary looking. It's not because something is more classic in terms of the pattern that it necessarily means that it's going to be boring or not fun or not stylish enough. So I want to show you that you can actually do some really great looking contemporary work. So the technique that we're going to use today is a natural pivot, and I'm going to show you exactly how I sectioned everything off. So this technique starts by focusing on the natural growth pattern. So it's very important to locate the natural growth. Then based on that, I section off going down towards the ear to what we call the anchor point, or the highest point behind the ear. And we do that on both sides. And then I located, again, working from that natural growth where I want her part to be. In this particular case, I'm looking for a fairly higher part, and then I went through the other side to the apex of the recession. So everything is pivoting from this point. So you can actually see that the sections are actually pivoting like a pie from the natural growth. All right, so this technique is what we call a pivot, or in this case, a virtual pivot. It's called a virtual because I'm going to be pivoting off of this point. So every section will be pivoting off of my natural rotation of my natural flower on both sides. I'm going to be working with the natural roundness of the head. I'm going to open up my angle a little bit behind the ear to safeguard a little bit of weight behind the ear. I'm going to do that on both sides. Once this underneath is done, I'm going to come back to this top compartment using my weight line from the underneath, and again pivoting from the natural pivot. And this time I'm going to readjust my angle, and again just pivoting until I reach my cross line here. So everything is spinning from this point. I'm going to be doing that on both sides. All right, so now that I've done the underneath in a pivotal motion and the top compartment as well, I'm going to come through in the opposite direction with a revolving pattern. So I'm just going to come through and just clean my lines, make sure that everything's nice and fluid. So now that I've done the back and I actually stopped my technique right on the axe line, I just went in and cleaned up the neckline. It's not completely done. I still have some time to finish it completely when it's been blow dried. But now what I'm going to do is finish the pivot. So this is going to be a side that's going to be a little shorter. So the pivot will basically just continue on and stay just to the previous, and will eventually end up almost horizontal. This will help me keep a little bit of weight here, because what I want to see is a bit of a corner here so that I can carve this out. And something else I'm going to do, and this is really just for creativity and just to give me a little bit more option in the finishing. When I work my section, when I come through to the end of the section, I'm actually going to let the end of the section out. I'm not going to cut it. I may later, but I'm thinking of actually keeping it to see if I can't create something that's kind of soft and piecey, just to give it that little feminine touch. Again, I'm not 100% sold, so I'm gonna get started now. Alright, so on the opposite side, I'm going to be doing the exact same technique, again pivoting, but this time I'm going to be over-directing everything back to behind the ear so she has a little bit more weight. So contrary to the other side was just kind of layered through and then I kept a little disconnection. This side's going to be a little bit more graphic and a little bit weightier because I'm going to be over-directing all of the pivot back to behind the ear. So now I've dropped the top compartment and doing exactly as I had done underneath, pivoting from the natural pivot. I'm going to over direct everything back and I'm going to connect very, very, very loosely to the back weight line and to the underneath weight line. So every section is going to pivot and be brought back all the way to this back weight line and back side weight line, just to kind of get a really loose connection. And then I'm going to finish this front piece, all of my perimeter. I'm going to rework it one last time after the blow dry. So now that the hair has been blow dried and polished, I'm going to go through the haircut and point cut the connection between the two sides on each side of the part. So I'm actually going to go through and I'm going to look for the disconnection right here, and I'm just going to softly chip into that. I don't want to take it off, I just want to create a very soft junction because this is coming from the short side to the long side. That's one thing I'm going to be working on. I'm also going to be working on re-detailing my outlines and then just personalizing it.